Social media is starting to scare me. Everything about it is beginning to creep me out. The theories of planted trends to train AI, the fact that anything you post is now public property and prone to being stolen and rebranded by something that isn't even human. The fact that our voices, our faces, our expressions, and our backgrounds can be replaced by AI. The idea of being able to finesse the algorithm through certain formatting and fonts and sound effects and the positioning of our videos. The fact that we grab our attention through hooks, that we're playing with each other's minds to make sure that our content sells. Because there ends up being two kinds of people who blow up on social media: those who come up with something completely new, completely unheard of, and do it so well, or those who copy that new idea, copy that style, and thus a new trend is born. Even the idea of being watched by so many potential people who have the ability to compliment and critique anonymously is insane. And yet it's so normalized that we don't think about it. But that isn't what's scaring me the most. What I can't get past is this idea of the algorithm. We were all taught when we were younger about this idea of an echo chamber and how harmful it is to be consumed in a bubble of the same rhetoric without the input of different viewpoints. And the algorithm amplifies that, learning how to cater itself to your ideas and opinions with every scroll, every interaction, or lack of interaction to a video, making sure that it grabs your attention and then keeps it to maximize your engagement with the app. On the surface, the way it tailors itself to you is amazing. It makes your viewer experience better and for free. You know what they say? If you're getting anything that is granted without a financial payment, then they're gaining something through the extraction of an alternative means of payment. With social media and AI, that alternative means of payment is you. It's your attention, it's your affection, it's your attachment. It is no longer our wallets that they want, it is our time. It is our minds and our hearts that they want. We are the profit, we are the payment, and yet simultaneously we are the product. Because our data is therefore traded for currency. Something that we give out so freely, so easily, means pretty much nothing to us, grants them what they wish. No longer just our patterns of consumption through our purchases, which is used to cater to our tastes. It's no longer the monitoring of what we're buying. We're not being profiled just on our consumption of goods. Instead, they now can grasp how exactly our minds work through the content and the media that we engage with. We are stratified, not just on the basis of what we buy, but also how we think. And we all know the best way to influence someone is to first understand what they think, their thoughts, what they believe. And the way this attachment works is through this internet culture. And this internet culture excludes those who do not feed themselves to the algorithm. You'll see this often if you're not on TikTok on one specific time. People will be talking with new internet slang, new references that have perhaps gone viral overnight. And now you're suddenly out of the loop. People who don't feed themselves to the algorithm or don't engage or aren't chronically online, they will lack the knowledge required, that culture that's required to understand those references, to understand the language that specific bubble uses. And therefore, the internet influences not just our beliefs, but also our behaviors, our speech, and things that we don't even really think about. It is addictive, of course it is, and everyone knows it's addictive. But I think the more that we consume, the less you create. I think this mind-numbing experience of scrolling takes a part of what makes us human away from us. Our desire to take part in activities regardless of effort or failure is taken away from us, because the act of watching someone create or achieve something replaces the act of actually doing it. We continue to be numbed into the illusion of living instead of actually being present in our lives. I mentioned our attention being currency, and that's quite self-explanatory. But with the rise of AI experiences, chatbots, websites, ChatGPT and the sorts, we are seeing in real time how our attachments are being bought as well. And that idea terrifies me. As if the attachment and the addiction to our phones wasn't enough, our human interactions and relationships are being replaced by AI. A machine that is there to listen and respond at all times and give you its undivided attention. And yet, once again, it is not living. It is not human. Yeah. On the other note, though, there's also this entire idea about influences, which is pretty self-explanatory as well. We talk about how people are trying to influence us, but they're literally called influencers. That's their job. So whether you realize or not, you engaging with that content is you absorbing some kind of viewpoint from that. And I think we see with the rise of AI speech or people starting to talk like AI, um, just because of the usage. And really makes you think how much our personal lives are being affected by social media, by AI as well. And these are things that we probably won't realize until a few years in the future. But at the speed that it's happening at, it is kind of insane. So that's my thoughts. But yeah, I mean, social media creates insecurities so that people can profit off of them. The point is to make purchase easier, purchase of entertainment, purchase of goods, TikTok shop, etc., etc. Everything is being sold to you. An image, a body type, actual items, but also a lifestyle. We're being sold every single day how we should live our lives, what is good for us, what is not good for us, how we can buy health, and how we can buy prestige, what we should do. There's loads of trends that tell us if you look this way, this is what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, it stratifies us. It puts us in a little bubble so that people know this is the kind of person that you are. I don't know, maybe it's just me who thinks it's kind of dystopian. Maybe I just think too much into it. But yeah, we have accepted things really easily without much questioning. I think there are many more people questioning things than there was a few years ago. But I do think we're just kind of everything's rolling over. We're just learning how to adapt to it, adapt to the usage of it, which reduces the critical thinking that goes into it. Kind of being shoved down our throats everywhere. I mean, AI used to be you go onto the website and then you use it. Now you Google something, it's the first thing that comes up. You want a definition of something, it's the first thing that comes up. And obviously, there's good uses to it. Sometimes it's really beneficial. Sometimes you're not getting information elsewhere, etc., etc. But I think there are a lot of downsides. Maybe more downsides than there are upsides. Having someone to talk to, even if it's AI, can be good. But again, it's I think it feeds into our confirmation biases, and AI tries to tell you what it thinks you want to hear, which has caused some issues as well. But yeah, stay alive, stay human. Nothing can take that away from you. And that's the thing that keeps us so separate from AI. I don't think AI can completely take over the human experience. And the reason for that is, regardless of what art it produces, it cannot take away the emotions that go into actually creating a piece of art, the time that goes into it, the actual real experiences that go into it. But I think it does cloud it, especially if it's so much easier to use AI. I think it might become easier for humans to not want the effort of actual human experiences. Stay critical. Bye.